Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show we are going to have Louie. Louie is from Tasmania in Australia, but he lives in England in the UK. So let's see what Louie has to say. Enjoy the interview. Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Hello Louie, I'm very well. How are you doing today?
Good, it's nice to meet you. Sorry, I'm a bit flustered. I've just gotten back from the gym, so I'm a bit like,
It's okay. How was your workout?
Yeah, I'm just kind of getting back to it. So it's about as much fun as a kiss in the face with a shovel.
How often do you go to the gym at the moment of your life?
So at the moment I've had exams and work and everything, so I've been a little bit stressed. So I've been going a lot more than usual.
Amazing. I think the gym is a good place to be to distress yourself. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
absolutely, absolutely. So I'm just trying to find a decent angle, but I think this is as good as it gets.
Roots, are you comfortable like that?
Yeah, for sure, for sure. I'm just so
Perfect.
I'm just gonna open a window one sec. Try to enjoy the fresh air while we've actually got it, you know.
Totally. Oh my
The
God.
UK in spring, it could go either way.
Yeah. And I think summer now it's knocking the door because it's been warm for the last few
I know,
days.
and it's so close. It's like
Yeah.
right there.
So tell me, where are you from, Louis?
So I was born and raised in Hobart, Tasmania, and then well, I was always a little bit big in personality for Tasmania. So as soon as I was old enough, I moved to Melbourne. And then I tried Sydney, but I never made friends with it. And then back to Melbourne. And then I met my husband, and now I'm in the UK, enjoying all of that has to offer.
Oh wow! And your husband is from the UK or Australia as well?
No, he was from, we met in a bar while he was traveling around Melbourne, and it was meant to be kind of a holiday fling that never actually flung, you know. So he moved over when he moved back here. I think he was gone for about a month, and he asked if I wanted to come over here and check it out. And it's probably good that I'm a very lazy person because I just never went home.
And how long have you been in the UK for?
I think coming up to about 17 years.
17 years. Wow. Actually, we came to the UK around the same time as well. I came in 2007.
Oh, amazing. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Brazil, but I was living in Portugal a few years before moving to the UK. So I've been away from Brazil 20 years now, a long time.
Oh, okay. Do you miss it?
Interesting question. There's a saying, they say you don't miss it what you don't have it, you know.
Yeah,
And
100%.
of course I miss, like, when I miss my my roots, my family, the life I had there. But at the same time as well, I love my life right now as well. So of course sometimes I miss, you know what I mean, like, this warmth from my family, when I think about my childhood. Of course those memories always comes along, but at the same time as well, I think, you can tell, as well, being away from your country for so long, you adjust yourself to the place where you are. So somehow 100%. You feel happy as well. So, and of course Brazil is always gonna be my country. I'm so proud.
Yeah.
But at the same time as well, I love my life, I love where I am, and but I need to go to Brazil to visit my family and recharge the batteries, you know what I mean? So it's all part
I think
of
that's the thing too, isn't it? Like when you move somewhere, like, I mean, I miss Australia so much, but I don't know whether, I mean, my sister's there and my brother, who are my favorite human beings. But I don't know whether or not I miss who I was 20 years ago, or if I actually miss the place. Do you know what I mean? It's 20 years ago, no responsibilities, always in the pubs, doing everything that you shouldn't do, but you do when you're 18, you know.
It's interesting because when you say miss, it's a great feeling. It's not like the sadness about missing. Some people, they feel this way, but for me, when I miss, it's like it's a nice feeling. You know what I mean? I miss some great things about my country, about my family, but it's not something that put me down, puts me in a negative way. So yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and I think it's not a bad thing. It's just that unexpressed love, isn't it? That's got to turn into something, and whether or not that's no, completely agree.
And
I like your philosophy. I like you. You're a good egg. I like the way you think.
And what do you do for work?
It's a bit of a mixed bag. So I have a bit of a philosophy that we only kind of get the one life, and I just refuse to do the same thing all the way through it.
Okay.
So I started off as a hairdresser, and then I was a good hairdresser. I was just really bad at doing hair. Do you know what I mean? I had all the credentials, and then I worked on a gay chat line for a while, and then I was a spa concierge, and then I moved to facilities, and then I worked in finance for a while. But now I'm working in dementia care and studying towards my degree in nursing.
Wow.
So
It's good to be exploring and find your way in different areas. You know what I mean? That's the beauty as well.
Oh, 100%. And I think, I think if I didn't do nursing, I don't know what else I would do. It just fills my cup so much. It makes me ridiculously happy. And it's kind of, I adore working with my dementia residents. It's it's just what I think I'm meant to do. It just took me a while to find it.
Amazing. Right, so before we start our journey within the Magic Box, you mentioned that tomorrow is your birthday, yes?
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, for you, do you celebrate your birthday? For you, it's something that's, you kind of a big celebration, or is just a normal day that passed by?
I get very reflective over my birthday. And unfortunately, I lost my mother a few years ago, and who was just my favorite person. I have a lot of favorite people, but when my birthday started, when I would get a phone call and she would be singing happy birthday, and ever since then, without that call, my birthday's just another day. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of, I become very reflective. So I try to keep myself busy, because otherwise, I mean, I bring the drama and I spiral, and it just gets worse and worse. But it is what it is. But I mean, I work with very unwell people, and I think any morning I get to wake up with my health is a pretty bloody good morning.
Tell me one of those birthday call that you had from your mom that you always gonna remember. Tell me one of the celebrations that when the phone rang and you took the call. I got goosebumps now saying that. It was like one of the calls that you're never gonna forget, on your birthday.
It was for my 30th. So 11 years ago. And she called. We kind of had this thing, that song "Say a Little Prayer for You" by Dion Warwick. It was like an unwritten rule. Whenever one of us heard it, we had to call the other one. It was just like a little way of staying in contact. And when I was 30, she just called, and I remember I was talking to her. She was really excited because I just had this beautiful tea set gift from my family, and she called, and that song came on, and we both just kind of laughed and stuff. And it was just, even though very different time zones, I was here, Mum was back in Tassie, it just literally felt like she was in the room. She was such an amazing person. She was just, her kindness, and she was just this beautiful human being. Certainly taken a bit early, but yeah, that was. And now whenever I hear that song, it's literally like she's right next to me. So it's kind of, yeah, I know it sounds a little bit, a little bit cringe, but it makes me very happy.
No, there's not right or wrong with different feelings. I think we feel what we feel. That's what matters, yeah. And
Absolutely.
I'm sure whatever she is right now, she's smiling now, knowing that she still remember that moment. That's
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
And I've got like my brother and sister, and my mum was a very, very loving mother. And we all knew her so well that whenever I speak to my brother or sister, especially my sister, my mum is right there. Do you know what I mean? She's, yeah.
Amazing. Very good. And she always will be.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Louie, are you ready to go on a beautiful journey through memories in life and to share your point of views?
Yeah. I'll go on a journey.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got him, my best friend, okay? From questions. I'm just gonna play a song now just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Wonderful.
Let's do it. Okay, Louis, before we start the game,
Amazing.
through the join, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Okay.
Am I saying your name right, Louis?
Louis, yeah.
Perfect. Right, first question for you is, what was your favorite thing to do as a kid?
Probably looking after my grandmother. I know that, and I was a big into movies. Two main memories is looking after my grandmother and watching Sister Act on repeat. But yeah, I was growing up, I really didn't have a lot of friends. I had one very, very special friend. The rest were imaginary. I was the very unpopular, overweight child, so I found solace in movies and caring for people.
Talking about your childhood memories, tell me how was growing up as a gay boy back in Tasmania?
I never really fit in Tassie. I kind of surrounded myself with some amazing people. Where I lived, we had this beautiful beach, and me and my best friend Justine and my brother and sister. So my brother was very, very cool. My sister was very, very cool, and I was just not. So me and my best friend would just spend time on the beach digging for crabs and running around in the water and stuff. It was just, and we had like our own little secret spot, and yeah, it was an experience. I wouldn't change it for anything. I'm glad I left when I did, but I would probably go back tomorrow if I could.
Oh, amazing. Next question, let's do it. Right, next question is, what is your favorite kitchen smell?
Sorry, favorite kitchen smell?
Yeah.
Oh, easy. Well, I do the ironing as well, but when my husband's ironing, the smell from the kitchen, the smell of like the starch and the mist, it takes me right back to Sunday nights when my mum was like ironing our school uniforms and we were watching something on the television, and it was all just, kindness, love and laughter. It's my favorite smell.
Wow, it's amazing saying that, because this question came up for two different people and they always connect with food, you know what I mean? And I'm so glad.
Growing up, we did not have good cooks in my family. Any smell from the kitchen was not good.
Saying that, what's your least favorite chore?
Hoovering.
Really?
Yeah, I hate it. I have two wonderful dogs, and hoovering I just find the biggest waste of my time, because I'm gonna have to do it again in an hour. Honestly, it really upsets me.
As you say that in your family, you you didn't have the tradition of cooking, let's say. Is your husband the one who cooks at home?
No, so my brother, sister and I are all really good cooks, and that was out of necessity to save our own lives. I don't exaggerate here, but I mean, I think my dad was a good cook, but I can honestly remember so many times my mother nearly burning down the kitchen. It was just, and I'm not saying that as a metaphor, there were literal flames coming out of the cooker. So yeah, I think we learned how to cook. So I do the big meals and my husband does that. I love a recipe, but my husband does the throw everything in the pan thing.
I see. Next question. Before the next question, tell me what you like the most about your job as a nurse right now.
I get to help people in a way not everyone can help someone. And I think I get to protect kind of as trained professionals, and again, I'm a student nurse, but I work in dementia care. As trained professionals, we get to deal and beautify things so the family don't need to witness that side of someone else's health. And I find really important. It's kind of, they don't need to see the pressure wounds or the fluids. Do you know what I mean? We get to take care of that, so they get their memories left intact of something beautiful.
Oh wow! And what do you find most challenging so far, Louis?
Being hit. That was very quick. Especially working with dementia, some people don't have a lot of capacity, so lashing out is very, very common, being called for everything. Some days it can really hit your confidence. You come home and feel about this big. But I find it very challenging as well. And I don't think a lot of people who don't work in healthcare realize, but we will quite often have to say goodbye to someone, do final offices, wash and prepare. But then as soon as we're out of that room, we need to be sunshine and smiles for the next person. We don't get to grieve. We have to just kind of move on. So that's really challenging as well.
Interesting saying that, because I had the interview with a lovely guy, back in the US, and actually he said the same as well. Sometimes, those tragedy happens, and you need to move on because there is another person waiting for you, or you need to, to change your somehow your moods and everything is started again.
And that mask gets very heavy sometimes. It's very challenging when we have, because I mean, I've learned that whatever someone's going through is the most important thing to them. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of there. If someone wants a cup of tea, that cup of tea is their entire world, and that needs to happen. So I can't weigh that cup of tea against someone else's death. Do you know what I mean? It's tough, but it's part of the job.
Okay. Next question is, what is the most romantic thing someone has ever done for you?
Something my husband did for me. Well, he still does. So I, years and years ago, when I was a teenager, I was given a teddy bear. And if I'm feeling very anxious or if I can't sleep, I still sleep with that teddy bear. And every time my husband makes the bed, he always tucks the teddy bear in. And it's just, whenever I look at it, I feel really loved. Do you know what I mean? So that's, I would say I'm romantic, but I'm not as... I don't do the buy gifts and stuff. I'm far more vocal and tactile.
Yeah, I think being romantic, as you said, your husband, touch that bear, organize that for you. I think those, those gestures, they mean the world.
Because, so much.
You know what I mean? Because
so with that said, I do enjoy diamonds.
The message up there, your birthday tomorrow.
True.
Next question, let's do it. All right, Louie. Next question is, what is your idea of a perfect friendship?
I don't know. I think it's really fluid. I've got a lot of perfect friendships. Well, listen to me sounding all popular. No, I have some perfect friendships, but I think in all of them, I feel emotionally safe. Like that for me, being able to be vulnerable and honest and authentic with someone, hands down, that wins all the time.
Most of your best friends, they live in the UK or back in Australia?
I have one that lives in Australia. She's one of those best friends that I won't talk to for months and then call and we're back on the same conversation. But the majority of my best friends would probably be here. But I've got one or two back in Australia. And my sister truly is my best friend.
Amazing. Ready for another question?
Yeah. Do the dance again.
Let's do it. Next one. Before the next question, tell me, through those 17 years when you arrived in the UK, what was for you the most challenging part for you to adapt yourself to the new, country, new culture? And tell me so far, what do you like the most about living in the UK?
I think the hardest thing for me is I think it's very an Australian thing. Like, you will meet someone you've never met before at the bar. You'll have like a single serve friendship. You'll buy each other drinks, shake hands, and then you're done. You have these amazing nights together, but no one in that relationship expects anything. Where here, it felt very much like I would buy someone a drink and there was an expectation between it. Everything felt very transactional. And after a few drinks, I will talk with a mouthful of marbles underwater. I want to be everybody's friend. That works really well in Melbourne, not so well here, I think. But yeah, it just, there is a bit of a challenge to build relationships. And
what do you like the most about living in the UK?
Probably the diversity. I love it. Where I grew up, it was very white, and it was just, there was not really, in the 80s, there weren't many cultures. It was just like Tasmania was just this little island by itself. But over here, I love kind of like, I mean, I live in Hertfordshire now, which is quite quiet, but in London, you'd walk through, you'd hear all these lovely languages and see all these different dressing and different skin tones and different genders. And it's just, it turns into this beautiful melting pot, and I adore it.
Amazing. All right. Next question is, what is the soundtrack of your life and why?
Disney. I'm covered in Disney tattoos. I will listen to Disney until I'm blue in the face. And it's purely because it's beautiful and it's powerful, and you can always rely on a happy ending. Like, and I remind myself when I'm really going through it, I kind of think, you know what, if this was a Disney movie, this is the part of my life that I have to go through for it to get really good and I get some belting end credits.
Wow. A few years ago, I used to work for Disney, actually, for Disney Cruise Line, yes.
Like Celebration, like the Disney cruiser?
In Florida, but I was at the cruise ship, so I was, but I spent 3 days in, get to know Epcot, Magical Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Hollywood Studios, all of them. Like we had like a whole, and actually our induction, it was the place where Walt Disney, he was drawing. So through the walls, you could see all the drawings that he was doing. It was like, oh my God, that's a place to be. And the most interesting thing about that is, when you have been Disney before in Orlando or not? Yeah.
My husband took me to Florida. Yeah.
Right. So, when you get to Magical Kingdom, you see those, the magic happening. Yeah. There, like every night they have the fireworks. Those things. But we, on our last day, we had a tour behind the scene. I never thought in my life one day I would be behind seeing everything happening. Oh my God.
It's incredible.
I remember it's like underneath, like, what I mean? There's some, like, it's another city, like everything happening behind the scene where the magic happened. I could see people walking, what I mean? People organize themselves behind like this corridor where people walking around, like get themselves ready for the show or for this or for that.
There would have been so much energy to it.
Oh my God. It was like, wow. I never thought one day would work for Disney World, and suddenly I got to see.
I think I would cry. Like, I think I would actually cry.
No, I'll tell you something now. I remember when the fireworks, they did every day, the Magical Kingdom. And I remember we were kind of there, like, seeing everything. And I asked this member of staff, I said, it's the first time it's happening that. And he said, no, it happens every day. Because for me, it was so perfect. Everything, it was like, I felt so, like, as you said, emotional. That's my goodness. I feel like it's the first time it's happening that.
And how amazing is that?
It happened every single night.
And they would treat it like it needs to be like that first time. And this is what I love about Disney. It's kind of, I mean, I'm not a Disney adult. Not that there's anything wrong with Disney adults. I'm just not one. But there's so much color, and I think, like, don't get me wrong, some of the cartoons are very problematic, but they were of their time. And I think Disney, for all its faults, manages to update itself. It's kind of like this whole Little Mermaid drama, because how dare there be a black Ariel? It's like, but this is Disney. This is growing. It's kind of like the Madonna of the movie world. It evolves, changes, and keeps up. The soundtracks are just incredible.
Amazing.
Bill Collins had no business going that hard for Tarzan. Like, it was crazy.
3 questions left for you. Let's do it. As you say about your tattoos, tell me which one is the first one and which one is the latest one.
My first one was, it's not colored in. I don't think you can see it, but I've got like a little Pinocchio in a cage. It was at a time in my life I felt very trapped in a certain situation. And when I got out of the situation, I got Jiminy Cricket to remind me there's always someone there to help you out of it.
Wow.
My most recent was probably Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Wow.
When growing up, my mum always called my brother, sister, and I her 3 little ducks. So when she passed, I wanted to get 3 little ducks.
Right. Before we carry on, I need to show you something, because I have here very close to me. I want to show you something. As I mentioned to you that I was working for Disney, So when I was there doing the induction, they gave us some little
Oh, look.
Wait, there is more.
Uh-uh.
There is as well Mickey.
So he's fancy. That's a fancy Mickey.
Yeah, and look.
Love them. They're so cool. And I love that they were so close to you.
Look at that.
Oh, he's gorgeous.
And the last one was the ship that was based. So that's the Disney.
That's amazing. I love it.
Yeah, so this one, and I got to, you know what I mean. I think I had two for free, but I said I need to buy the other ones because I said I need to keep the whole.
Oh, absolutely. You can't, no, because they'll get lonely.
And they're here close to me. It's Minnie.
They're so sweet. I've got the only kind of Mickey. I got Mickey done when there was the Orlando shooting. So I got Mickey looking sad with the rainbow flag. But yeah, I love it, and I love that those figurines were literally so close to you.
Yeah, just by my bedside. Yeah. Right. Next question is: what was the last thing that made you smile?
This.
Oh.
Yeah, no, it does. I was looking through a few of your videos, and it really did make me smile. But
besides that,
yeah, I smile a lot. I would probably say, actually, a dear friend. So as I was saying, we've just had these exams, and some friends that are in the same cohort. So I absolutely tanked, and I ruined it. I think I was panicking too much, but three of my very close friends on that course were all really happy with how they went. One in particular said something, and she said that she wanted to get some things out of it, and she feels that she did, and that made me smile. I just I'm such a cheerleader for people being able to do something that they set their minds to. Yeah, I'm going to say that.
Amazing, beautiful. 2 questions left. Let's do it.
That dance is amazing.
Before the next question, tell me, I've never been to Tasmania before. If I would go there, tell me place that I should visit, some like what's the postcard of Tasmania in your opinion?
So if I go to Hobart, there is a place called Island Espresso that does the most amazing coffee. The people that run that are just incredible people. So it doesn't feel like a trip home until I've had that. But I would say definitely Salamanca Market is just, it's so cool. It's really, there's a bit of everything there. It's eat some seafood. The seafood there is, I mean, I could imagine Brazil would also have amazing seafood.
Not where I come from, because where I come from, the closest seaside is 2 hours by plane.
Oh.
Okay. In the middle of Brazil, the very middle of Brazil.
Oh, dude, you were ripped off.
The first time I saw the sea in my life, I was 18 years old. Can you imagine? A school trip. Yes, the school trip. At the time, for go to the seaside was like a reach to be, you're a rich person, because it wasn't accessible as is today, you know what I mean? So it was kind of something like, so anyway, so I went for a school trip when I was 18 years old, when I finished high school, and I was like, oh my God,
That's amazing. But yeah, I think Tassie, and I will strongly suggest this to anyone, because usually when people go to Australia, they hit the big ones. They go to Sydney, Melbourne, sometimes Perth, Adelaide. They never go to Tassie, and it is so unique. It's very, very different from the rest of Australia. You can travel around it in like 2 days, but it's definitely worth the trip. It's beautiful.
I like the way you said Tassie. I like it.
Oh, Tassie. Yeah. I'm a Taswegian.
Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Last question. But before the next question, through your journey working with, patients with dementia, as you mentioned, tell me a situation or a moment like that's always going to have a special place in your heart that you have through your patient, something special that happened.
That's a really, really difficult question, because we're blessed. We get those kind of moments all the time. But we had a returning resident, And the second she saw me, her eyes lit up and she was like, Louie, and she gave me a big hug. And it felt amazing to be that person that she was like, right, I know this person. Even though her capacity might be wavering, she was very scared. She was very much like, I know this person, this is a safe person. She's always hugging, do you know what I mean? And it's like, to be able to be someone that someone looks at and thinks, right, I'm safe with you. That's pretty amazing.
Cool. Last question for you is, if you could go anywhere in the world right now, right this moment, where would you go and why?
Probably the Norwegian Fjords. We went on a holiday there years ago and it just blew me away. The men are ridiculously gorgeous. They are so hot. But it was somewhere where I would literally sit there and I looked and I had a moment where I was like, is this real? Like, it was that beautiful. I was like, am I on a screensaver right now? It was, or I would go back to St Kilda Beach in Melbourne with my sister and eat cheesecake and drink latte and look at the gorgeous bodies on the beach. Either way, it's going to involve gorgeous men.
I can see all your destination goals, yeah? Right, it's not the end yet. Let's play now the word association game, okay? I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Okay.
So, I hope you are enjoying the interview. Before we do the word association game, don't forget to give a like, don't forget to share this video, and also don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Just click on the button right there. Thank you so much and enjoy the word association game. One word for friendship.
Kindness.
Family.
Humor.
Money.
Pointless.
Life.
Long. I think that's not really as uplifting as I would have liked.
Sex.
Fun.
Love.
Humorous. Wait, can I say humorous again? I've already said humor.
You can. You absolutely can.
Okay.
Politics.
Ugh. That's my word. Just ugh.
Religion.
Interesting.
Fear.
Protecting.
Desire.
Dangerous.
It can be.
Mm-hmm.
Regret.
Regret. Pointless. I know yeah.
Okay. Success.
Challenging.
Wish.
Fun.
Happiness.
Important.
One word for Tasmania or Tassie.
Home.
One word for Australia.
Big.
One word for...
They're very basic questions. I'm sorry. I really wish I could give you something profound.
I love that. It's just whatever comes to your mind. One word for the UK.
Transient.
And the last one now, nursing. One word.
Life.
Amazing. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your lovely partner for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, what is the most beautiful thing about Louie, and what's something that he still needs to work on, to improve on? What he would say?
I truly think he would probably say my compassion for people would be, and he would say I need to work on my impulse control.
If I would ask the same question to your lovely sister, would it be the same answer?
She'd probably say that I need to work on my self-confidence. But I think, yeah, she'll probably say compassion or kindness.
I see. All right. Let's play now Louie and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. But before that, let's play the music one more time. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Right, you can ask me a question now.
Okay, would you rather be with someone you truly love, but on the breadline, or would you rather be with someone that you can tolerate, but be obscenely wealthy?
Wow. Oh no, I totally would go for someone who I truly love, because when you love someone, your life is filled with everything. like literally everything, so you don't need anything else, you know what I mean? It's such a powerful feeling when you are with someone sharing a life, you know, when you are the same boat, you are, you know, facing the same life together, the same challenge, you know what I mean? You don't think about anything else, you don't think about the world outside, you are literally living a life with the loved one. So absolutely, I think I would be with this person, whatever this person would be, I would be by his side for sure. I think that's
Oh, I love
the
that.
best. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, when you are very happy with someone that you don't think about the world outside, it's the same feeling.
No.
You know what I mean? Absolutely, just it's the same feeling as well. You are the same person. You are sharing a life, and that's the, you know, the most beautiful and powerful place to be. And it's rare to happen. It's really rare. And when we are with someone that we feel connected with, that's it. I think that's the beautiful place to be, for sure.
Absolutely. Oh,
Did you like the interview, Louie?
I did. That was actually quite fun.
Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
I
Yeah.
Yeah, I loved it. And I think kind of I've been watching a few, and I think it's awesome. There's been so many of your interviewees, is that the word? I've been following, I watched one recently with, I can't remember his name, but he was a trans bodybuilder, just so inspiring.
Yes.
Yeah, I think, and it's really, really nice to see some kind of like queer content that's not hypersexualized. I think it's awesome. It's really humanizing, and I think it's really important.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. You have no idea how amazing it is to see people expressing the way they are, their true self. You know what I mean? I think that's the most beautiful part, when people, they are here and for some reason they feel safe being the magic box. They feel they can be themselves, they can express themselves.
Yeah.
I received so many messages from people saying, "Oh my God, Will, I never talk about this with anyone else." And I felt comfortable talking to you. I felt safe, like open up with you for some reason. And
No,
that's
but you should be a therapist. You should be a therapist.
Actually, I think, no, it's funny saying that, because I was born to be, you know what I mean, a psychologist, a therapist, or anything, because somehow people feel safe. Even like friends, people who I know from my life, they go like, "Oh my God, I just feel," I could tell you so many stories of people, they just came up to me to share situations that I was like, "Oh my God," you know, I didn't even know how to say, because I wasn't prepared for those situations, and they felt safe to talk to me. So I think the magic box is a way of not just my guests express themselves, but a way of me express myself as well.
Plus we get to see you dance. That's
so thank you so much for being
You're
so
welcome.
kind. Which end up tomorrow, please make sure that you have a wonderful day. It doesn't matter how you're gonna celebrate, or if you're gonna be just have a normal day, but make it count. It's a new year starting for you tomorrow. So I wish you all the best, and I hope that you have an amazing year ahead.
Thank you so much. It was just lovely talking to you. Thank you very, very much.
But before you go, if you can share a positive message or something that you live by.
So when I was racking my brain, because I was looking through books, and I was like, I want this to, you know, change people's lives. But I'm going to resort back to my usual mantra, and it's, if it all works out in the end, and if it's not worked out, it's not the end. I say it all the time, and it's so true.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day tomorrow, and keep in touch. Okay, Louie?
I will. Thank you so much. You take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later. Bye.
So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.